Tom Fitton. He's the president of Judicial Watch. Good morning to you, Tom. How are you?
Good morning. Good to be with, well, not you specifically, but Breitbart. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Huge distinction. Yes.
Yes.
No, it's great to have you on to talk about all this. And this is obviously a huge story of President Trump ordering the declassification of these documents and these texts pertaining to this investigation. But as huge as the story is, I mean, what is, a lot of Democrats are running around out there saying this is a compromising national security, that intelligence officials had asked the president not to release these documents, not to declassify these things. Is President Trump taking a national security risk by declassifying these text messages and these communications?
Well, I don't know that anyone asked him not to do this. I don't think that's necessarily the case. The deep state doesn't like the idea of a declassification of this material. The material at issue was part of a FISA warrants used to target the Trump team. They don't want the truth about that coming out because what we already know, at least partially, is that this DNC Clinton-funded dossier was misleadingly used to gain spy warrants on the Trump team. Now, folks in the know, like Devin Nunes and Bob Goodlatte, have reviewed other additional pages of the FISA warrant that they say document more government corruption, just as bad as the misuse of the dossier, and that's why the president's declassifying that. These are not national security questions. This is a government corruption question, and it looks like classification or classified, the idea that it's classified is being used to cover up corruption, not protecting national security. That's why the president ordered it. To tell you, this is a really historic move by the president. I think it's heroic because, as we know, the deep state doesn't really want it done. Mm-hmm. And, of course, the left is attacking him for transparency. He's going to be attacked no matter what he does by the left, especially in efforts to expose what went on in terms of the misuse of these federal agencies of law enforcement and intelligence by the Obama gang and the deep state later during his administration to target him.
Well, to the question of government corruption, to your understanding, I mean, what is it that we're really looking at here? I mean, do we know what is it that these documents entail that's got the left so worried and has the deep state panicking so much? What are we likely to find out here?
Well, what we kind of already know is that there was a dishonest effort to misuse the awesome intelligence powers of the federal government to try to take out Donald Trump and his people. And that it began in the Obama administration. It continued into this administration. Rod Rosenstein, Dana Puente, two officials of the Trump administration appointed, during the Trump administration, confirmed by the Senate. I don't know if Puente was, but he was an Obama holdover now working in the FBI. Signed off on this, too. So these are deep state specials used to spy on the Trump team. Now, nominally was about a quarter page, but when you look at what's in the material, because Judicial Watch sued for these FISA warrant applications and received them partially, we're going to get more information, we believe, as a result of the president's move. It shows that it was all about the Trump campaign and targeting Trump, and quarter page was just the excuse.
So what does this do to the investigation, in your opinion? I mean, once this all fully comes to light and these declassified documents fully come to light and we get all this information, what is the net impact, do you believe, on the Mueller investigation, on everything involving the Russia probe?
Well, you asked the right question because it is about the Mueller investigation. I'm kind of tired of Congress focusing on Strzok Page dossier and what happened during the Obama administration, and we kind of know generally that it was terribly corrupted, and then of course Comey stole Trump's FBI files to leak them to get Mueller appointed. And this is about the Mueller probe, and it shows you that the whole superstructure of the Mueller probe, and in part the Mueller probe was based on the Clinton DNC dossier. It benefited from at least one of these warrants. It was signed during the Mueller probe's existence. The whole superstructure of the Mueller probe is corrupted. It needs to be shut down, and there's going to be more information telling us why.
Well, right, because this is only 21 pages out of 412, right? There's like a lot more
in addition,
information.
There are text messages the president ordered release about Russia and some of the key figures involved and the illicit Trump targeting, such as Strzok and Andrew McCabe, Lisa Page, people like that. And then, of course, there's Bruce Orr, who was whose wife worked at Fusion GPS. He was a top official of Justice Department, and he was a vehicle for the dirt from Christopher Steele, who also worked for Fusion GPS, the former, so we're told, UK spy, was interviewed by the FBI repeatedly about what Steele was telling him because they were seeking to use Steele's information through Orr, even though Mr. Orr was conflicted as a result of his wife's working at Fusion GPS. It's just kind of an unbelievable story, and the problem there is that the FBI, according to documents Judicial Watch uncovered, again, not Congress, not the media, deemed Steele to be not worthy as a confidential human source, directed him not to gather intelligence on the FBI's behalf, yet then they continued to launder material from him through Orr. What a dishonest, corrupt shop that leadership operation at the FBI was for a long time, and I'm not convinced it's been cleaned up thoroughly yet.
Well, and that, in addition to the Mueller investigation and the Russia probe in general, may end up being the long-term casualty in this entire thing, is the credibility of the FBI, which I think is going to be dragged under the bus and exploited and exposed throughout this process. There's no doubt about it. Tom Fitton, he's the president of Judicial Watch, took a few minutes out here for us this morning to talk about a very, very important issue. Tom, appreciate the time, sir. Thank you.
Well, it was good meeting you on the phone. Thanks, Dylan. Good.